in the court of public opinion. And those who have lined up against me are going to regret it, not because of me, but because their own audiences are going to recognize that there's something stinks in them. And those who came out of my side are going to win because their own audience understands fairness. Now, I asked Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State to write a letter on my behalf. She has a job as Secretary of State to represent any American who is unfairly imprisoned or unfairly accused by a foreign government. She did not even respond to my letter. I am telling you as I stand here, she still has a chance to win over those millions of middle-of-the-roaders who don't know which way to turn. She could show she's fair. She could even say, although I detest the man's politics, or I don't agree with any of his politics, or I just blah, 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 as a Secretary of State, I'm obliged to represent him, and I will. And I'm going to intervene on behalf of Michael Savage. But she hasn't done it, and it's going to cost her in the next election. Because as sure as I'm standing here, she's waiting in the wings to run in the primaries against Obama, and she'll do so very quickly. There's no question that the Clinton machine is waiting in the wings for Obama to slip, and boy, has he slipped. And that's why she's been such a terrible Secretary of State. She's taken virtually one bad position after another. She said nothing while Iran was killing and beating protesters. She did nothing while North Korea was lobbing rockets into the Pacific Ocean. She has done nothing but alienate the folks who support Israel. And therefore, she's not doing a very good job in terms of her future, as I can say, as far as I could see. The best thing she could do for her political future, if I were advising her, one of the best things she could do is take my case, run with it, and make the Brits drop it against me. They're going to do it anyway. She could get the credit for it. So, again, I appeal to Hillary Clinton. For her own Machiavellian reasons, she should represent Michael Savage in his attempt to clear his name, because his name is clear. If you remember now, Jackie Smith has fallen off the mountaintop. She fell out of the 31st floor. She lost her job. The Brown administration in England's about to go. The conservatives are about to be swept in. What in the world does Hillary Clinton have to gain by continuing not to support Michael Savage? Nothing. Her base is not going to leave her because she supported me. She could spin it as a free speech issue, which it is, and continue to have her base. They're not going to turn on her any more than a New Yorker reader is going to stop buying the magazine because they ran an article about me in a profile called Party of One that wasn't too condemning. You understand what I'm saying? The people are not that stupid as the dumb pollsters may have you believe. You get it? 1-800-449-8255. San Francisco, KNEW. Reed, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Mike, good afternoon to you. Mike, when you speak about the disenfranchised voter, the one that voted not so much for Obama, but voted against the McCain and against the status quo, you're speaking to me. You're also speaking to a lot of my readers. This is R. Martin Basso, the author. And
I'm sorry, repeat your name again?
This is R. Martin Basso, the author. And I wanted to reach out to you finally and say thank you for verbalizing a lot of where we have come as a country. I went ahead and pulled, as best as I could, I made a lot of arguments during the campaign season in favor of the change in the status quo. I myself am a conservative of mindset. Not so much a vote for Obama. And I'm ashamed to say now that I had voted for him.
But you encourage people to vote against the status quo of the Republican Party on the assumption that they get the message and they produce a conservative candidate. But it hasn't happened yet, has it?
It's not going to, Mike.
No, it's not going to happen. They're incapable of it. They are incapable of it. They have blocked conservatives. They're going to block conservatives. The only hope for America is a third party, a conservative party. I can't do it. Nationalist Party could have won. A new nationalist party that I would have organized, and if I was 20 years younger, I could do it. I could have won easily. I absolutely could run against any Democrat and win for any Senate seat in this country. But, A, I'm not going to do it because I have no desire to be in politics. But I would like to see a young returning Iraqi war vet who's literate and educated run on a conservative ticket. But the Republicans would undermine him. They cut his legs out from under him.
And I'm so tired of the liberals jumping on the bash Reagan bandwagon, just as I'm so tired of the quote-unquote conservatives jumping on the embrace Reagan bandwagon. They're both wrong. It's time to – we do need a –
Well, you know, I'll tell you what's going on now. You got the illiberal left attacking Palin, making me squirm because It's a cheap shot picking on her over and over again. It's embarrassing. It's sophomoric. It's childish. You know, you see it mainly on MSNBC where the losers continuously pick on her as though it's a joke. Now, I don't happen to like Palin as a political frontrunner, but I don't think she deserves that kind of treatment. I don't know how else to put it. I think that Palin undermined McCain. I think that his one strong card was experience versus Obama's inexperience. And whoever advised him to pick Palin was undermining him because he was shooting himself in the foot by picking an inexperienced, unknown VP. Nobody wanted that. That's what happened. I remember what happened. His poll numbers collapsed. And I'm convinced as a result of that choice that he was run by people who ran McCain to lose. And that's the way the system is, Reed. Thank you for the call. 1-800-449-8255. I'll be right back.
The fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. I'm Glenn Beck, weekdays, noon to 3 on Talk 910 KNEW.
Tattoos on my soul. I got gang tattoos on my brain, man. I got gang tattoos on my soul. I don't have any gang tattoos on my skin, man. I got gang tattoos on my soul. The gang I belong to is the toughest gang. The original gang. It's the Prophet gang. I belong to the PGs, man. I belong to the Prophet gang. I belong to the gang of prophets, man. Ezekiel, Jeremiah. I belong to the Prophet gang. The GPs, the PGs, the original prophets, man. The OPs. I belong to the prophets, man. I got tattoos on my soul, man. I got tattoos on my brain. I don't need tattoos on my skin, man. I got gang tattoos on my soul.
Okay, that was put together for your listening pleasure here on the Savage Nation, something that's a little unique that occasionally pops up out of my brain stem. I thought that was cute. The guys put music to it. I hope you enjoyed the Prophet Gang or the PGs or the GPs. I think that's what separates the talkers from the squawkers. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a long day's journey into night every day lately, isn't it? I'm a psychiatrist. I take off all of August. But I'm not going to take... the end of August at the Hotel Ozone was an art film of the 1960s. I never forget that title, The End of August at the Hotel Ozone, which is exactly what the show has always been like for me in August. It's so different, August. No one's around. They are around. Those who are around are bored out of their minds. Most of the audience is somewhere else, wishing they weren't. But you look around, anyone who's in the media who can sustain themselves stays in the media. They don't leave. What do they need a vacation for? What are they going to find in Martha's Vineyard that they don't have on their radio and television? Tell me. What's waiting for them in Martha's Vineyard? To rub shoulders with the biggest crooks of our time? What, do you want to play Frisbee with the biggest thieves in the history of the world? Making believe they're nice guys because they're liberals? The robber barons of today, they all congregate in Martha's Vineyard. One green mailer after another. One shyster after another. One would-be Madoff after another, but they're such made men in terms of the government that you're never going to even hear of them. G5s fly in, G550s fly in. Anyone with less than a G5 is not even allowed into the top guy's house. They have to park in Connecticut, as a matter of fact. If they don't have a G5, they can't even land it on Martha's Vineyard. So, what's on vacation? I don't know. And when you're young, a vacation is terrific. Well, if you have young children, I could see it. A grown-up doesn't need a vacation. A grown-up can have a vacation in his own mind. That's the vacation. Unless it's, okay, so it's hot? Yes. So you go where it's cool. I understand that. That I understand. That's one thing. But the old vacations are factory work of toot, whistle blows. You got 2 weeks off, for the holiday, so to speak. You go to Mallorca? What, you're a Brit all of a sudden? You're flying to Mallorca with the family? You're going to drink too much, eat too much, malbriashi, that's the stuff? I mean, what are you going to do there? You're going to eat squid? Calamari? I mean, what are you going to do on your vacation? I don't know. I don't know what people do. Everyone has a different thing. But if you got young kids, yes, I could understand it. Take them somewhere where they want to go, or you want to expose them to art. I can understand that. Or a wedding you can go to. Told you when I was young and traveling on the MV Waterman, my big trip to Europe. After college, during college, it was a former troop ship in World War II. They converted it to a college boat. The greatest fun I ever had in my life was on that ship. We'd drink all night, and we would sleep all day. What fun. Those were the days. So many characters. God, I can't even remember them where they are today. I don't know. But the people I looked up to on that ship as like giants of the arts probably were never heard from. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, everything's upside down. You think you're nothing and they're something. It turns out they're nothing and you're something. I remember there was a guy, Andrew. I thought he was so smart because he had like a